Hey, what is going on, everybody? Dave, back again. It's Friday, thank God. Oh, what a freaking week. So let's see here. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up, make sure. Here we go. Oh, see, there I was. There I went. Yeah, I forgot to close the door. And wifey is downstairs doing a class. She doesn't actually go into campus until next week working. So she just did it last night. She's teaching a class right now. And then, yeah, and then she goes in next week. So expect to probably see more lives when she's not home. It's a lot easier for me to do lives. Plus, I don't have to worry about jacking the internet from her. We've had some issues here recently over the last couple days with the internet. So hopefully everybody is doing well. Leona's workshop, yo, 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 yo. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I actually don't have any plans for today's video. I'm kind of cleaning up the desk from the chaos over the last few days. I still have to edit and upload the videos on the MadWorks sanding, sandpaper and sanding pads. You guys hopefully ended up seeing the video that I ended up doing on the God Hand sanding pad, stick, whatever you want to end up calling it. I'm freaking starting to love this thing though. Let's see here. You sound sick to me. I'm stuffy, and it's mostly up until last night. We've had, well, you guys have seen, we've had horrible smoke. And then today, we had two news things from Valley Children's. Was, you know, children showing up at Valley Children's ER with unexplained breathing conditions. That could be because the ash and the smoke in the air, and you guys are letting your kids go out and play in it. And then they announced that, what was it? It wasn't unhealthy. It was toxic. That was the word the news used. That the ash from the fires that have been falling and everything is toxic. We kind of already knew that, but thank you for being 2 weeks late. Yeah. So yeah, that is about the news on that. But last night we had some random clouds move in. So anyway, that's why my sinuses are all jacked up, because I've been out in it, scooting and doing life. So last night we had some clouds roll in, which was, or yesterday I should say. Last night we had a couple sprinkles. It didn't actually rain here, but the clouds did phenomenal of cleaning up a lot of the smoke that was here in the valley. I could actually see some blue sky today, which was amazing. I never thought I'd be so happy to see some blue sky, but yeah, we saw some blue sky. Unfortunately, the wind's kind of kicked up, and that's making the fires a little bit worse. As far as the creek fire, I think they said that it's at 248,000 acres, something like that. But we do have 200 plus Marines that are working alongside the firefighters up there. So they had 100 and some odd firefighters working this fire, which covers over 200,000 acres. And now they have 200 plus Marines assisting them. So they are working on that. But unfortunately, the winds are now kind of blowing a little bit, and it's kind of pushing it around. So the wind is good because it's clearing out the air. It's bad because it's helping the fire spread. Let's see what we got in the chat. Jim, as usual. Holy shit, Queenie is here. Everyone hide. By the way, Leona, did you switch things around? Are you doing your Spanish on Mondays and English on Thursdays, or am I just getting notifications weird? We're having a fire sale, yeah. How can you tell the difference between cloud and smoke? If I'm completely honest, like I actually could tell yesterday. So when it's smoke, you still get a glow from the sun. It's just red, orange. But when it was cloudy, it was actually gray. Like you could actually end up telling. And then I got spit on a couple times. Acid rain, I guess. Probably getting notifications weird. Yeah, it was weird. I got the like for last Mondays and this Mondays. I saw the Twitter notification and it was in Spanish, and I was like, okay. But I've been popping it. I've been watching. I just stay silent like a fart. So to update, it's been 2 weeks now. I'm still waiting to hear from the guy that I hired to do the icons for the memberships. I haven't activated it because I don't have those yet. If I don't hear and see prototypes of the icons and my new channel logo, then I'm going to drop him, because it was more expensive than I actually wanted, but I wanted to throw some business toward him because I know him. He was charging me $15 an icon. There were 4 or 5 icons for memberships, which were super simple. Like, I could have done it. I was just being lazy, and I wanted to support a creator. I was going to check out Fiverr and hire someone on there to do them, and I could have gotten them probably for like $10 with as simple as they were. And then I wanted to do a cartoon version of my head for my little channel logo icon, and he was going to charge me $50 for that. And then last time I talked to him, he said he was working on them. I was trying to arrange for payment, and I haven't heard anything from him since. So I don't know. If I don't hear from him from the end of the weekend, it's been 2 weeks. Technically, it probably should have been whipped out in a weekend, because the icons are literally 32 by 32 pixels. They're super small. What I was planning on is basically stencils of different items, and the longer you're a member, it gets upgraded. I don't know. Let's see here. Was English on Monday this week. Probably get notifications weird, although I didn't change the title by accident on Monday, so it went out in Spanish, but it was an English stream. Okay, so that's probably why. Hey, other Dave showed up, and Tail Whip. Hi guys, how are you? I don't know if you're a working Dave or not. If not, I can probably jump into live chat, but yeah, we're just kind of chatting and catching up, and that's about it. I don't think I've done a live I don't remember when my last live was. A week ago or something like that. Last week I took some time off. I was working on the Scoot, and then I was working on trying to organize some stuff, and I'm still working on it. I'm trying to clear out space, clear this up, kind of zen it up. The season for me working on things is coming up. Usually I really start, and you guys will see a lot more content coming up, and lives, and me actually working on stuff. Usually about October is when I start. October through February is when I really enjoy just sitting down and working on stuff. So yeah. So I hope everybody's been doing well, being safe. What all have I done? Oops. I went and I picked up some supplies. Maybe I'll play around, you know what, because I don't know exactly what I want to work on. That's why I didn't exactly title this. I went to Hobbytown. I went and picked up some supplies. I got some birch plywood. I was going to get balsa wood, and this was actually cheaper, so I was like, okay, let me get this. I got this as some basing material for some of my kits, and I was almost thinking about using for something I had in mind for the background of the girl with the umbrella. So I don't know, there's 6 or 8 sheets here of 6 by 12 birch, so that might come in handy. I picked up some styrene for working on the Sinanju and filling up gaps and stuff on that, which that's in a box down there. And I had a coupon for like 20% off, which had been sitting in my account, and they had this on the shelf, and I went, I wanted him. Let's get him. So Tail Whip says doing good and no GTA tonight. I got on the Scoot. I have to film that this weekend because evidently everybody over on the groups is really wanting to see it. Let me whip this around to the other camera. So this will be something quick and easy. I'm waiting when she's done because I'm hungry. Let's turn on this light, a little more light. Okay, so this is of course Warhammer Raven Guard Cave and Shrike. I hope you guys have actually been enjoying the last couple of videos, review videos I did for Galactic toys. I don't know. I was impressed with the way that they ended up packing everything. It was really well done. I liked it. I'm going to be ordering a lot more stuff from them. But anyway, they carry Warhammer stuff, which, I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't pay much attention to, so I will probably be ordering from them. It wasn't until I saw that what they were carrying, I went, you know what? I think some of the stuff I ordered on Amazon came from them. But anyway, so this is Cave on Shrike. He's a single. I think he was like 28, and then I got him for like 20, which made it worth it. So anyway, I just like the way that he looked. I get Warhammer stuff because I like the way it looks, not because I play it. And Other Dave says, I'm in voice chat. Cool. We'll be doing Zoids everyone. Will you be doing Zoids every once in a while? I will, and I think they're coming out with some new stuff, so that's exciting. Let me hop over into voice chat. Oh, you know what? I just noticed I don't have any music on. Meh. Hold on. Oh, shut up, computer. Yes, I know. Blank. Hold on. All right. And wait, where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay. Hola.
YOLO.
YOLO. Ogawa says I like no music. I've gotten stuff from Amazon that came from GT. Yeah. I know people like sometimes like no music. I do it for security reasons, and then that no silence thing. Mostly because I own the rights to this music. Therefore, if anybody decides to snipe it or to clip it, which I have actually had people end up doing, they automatically get struck. So
Nice.
that's kind of why I always have the music on. I pay.
PlayStation asks if you have any thoughts on the RG Xeon that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's
Two,
so
please.
pretty. I need that in my life.
I want one just to snap up and put on the shelf, and the other one to mess with.
You should get the. I want to do that. The Xeon head getting shot, the final shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be making a beam set for that.
Thank you, Jim. Jim says I actually love your music. And then Tail Whip asks, what will the next Zoid be that you work on? I don't know. I have a couple in the closet that I've been eyeing, but I probably won't work on those until October. That's when I really get into the itchy mood to just snap stuff up and do stuff like that. So I will probably do that during lives.
Heat is a motivation killer.
Because silence makes you think and makes you think about buying shit you don't need. That's the problem with silence. I just saw this. I'm actually hunting for handles, for more handles like this, because I actually find the handle is really comfortable for my hands. I was overly surprised about the engraver. It is not the best quality. If you look, you can see there on the blade, you know, it's not perfectly smooth across there. I mean, not that you use that part anyway, but the scribers work really well on the resin stuff. I don't know what the time frame is that it will end up lasting. For those watching and checking out the link from the video, I did end up getting this. I want to say it was for like $18, but when I went back to it, it's $32. There are multiple sellers. There are multiple sellers selling the same thing. So, I mean, just keep an eye out on it. But I think even at $30 or so forth, it was still a great buy for 5 blades and the handle versus... oh, great. I can't get my finger in there. These are my Saburo, the BMC chisels, and each one of these starts at about $20 and goes up from there. These are some MadWorks ones, I believe, that I ended up getting. Oh no, these are HD. I don't know what. Abby sent me these, and they're pretty good. My only issue with these was like the blades are like hot glued into the holder, and that's my only issue with these is I don't know about longevity on these. But for working on stuff that, you know, is questionable, say resin and everything, man, these just tear up resin. So I think if you had a set for like good plastic, like the BMC for good plastic, and then a set for resin, that would be good. I got a lot of feedback on Facebook from different groups about that people have these and they actually love them. So it's a great starter. People that hate the Xeon loving this RG. So here's a question for you, Jim. Do you think they're going to do what was the Xeon, the full like bodied Xeon? The real Xeon or something like that. It was like this huge beast. I wonder if they're going to do a version of that with like the legs.
I can see them totally doing a P Bandai perfect Xeon, because the Master Grade was so fun. I loved that kit.
I doubt I'm even going to need the instructions, but we're going to look anyway. And I'm just going to nip everything out of here, because that's how we do it. This is how we do it. Let's see here. Tail Whip, what are your thoughts on the HMM Supernova 172 height Liger that is out? It's hard to find though. Agawa says perfect Xeon. Yes, that's the one that was definitely P Bandai. Yeah, probably. But since we have Bluefin now and they're doing P Bandai, that's going to make it easier for us. I don't know, Tail Whip. I will have to look that up. I'm not super familiar. Like, I get into a kick where I am into Zoids and then I'm out of Zoids.
It's okay, he's a casual fan.
Yes, I am a casual fan. Let's see.
Casual.
What have you been
I hope
up
you
to?
weren't. Who?
You.
Work. I was sick. Now I'm back at work again. I thought I had the COVID for a bit.
I know. I was kind of worried about you there for a while.
But then the sickness ended up leaving me, so I was no longer down with it. And I'm back at work again. And I hope no one in chat was hoping to get a PS5 anytime in the year 2020, because if you don't already have it pre-ordered, you are screwed. They bungled the pre-order announcement and they sold them all before they told people that it were going up.
I want one, but I'll wait until next year. I'll let them work out their bugs, because there will be bugs.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, PS4 or the PlayStation tends to be the better of the consoles for launch bugs, or lack of launch bugs, I should say. And of course, as soon as I start talking, word explodes.
Because I'm sure you caught up on the details on that and stuff. And I really haven't paid any attention to it. All I care about is that it's next gen. Did they announce that it was going to be backwards compatible, or?
I believe that some of the games are going to have backwards compatibility. I know they announced that they're going to be doing the PlayStation 5 collection through PS Plus, which is a selection of games that's from the PS4 that are playable on the PS5. But I don't know if they've announced full backwards compatibility yet. I'm trying to avoid the hype train on this one.
Yeah.
Mostly now, knowing now that I'm not able to get one.
I mean, I didn't have a PS4 until it was out for already like 3 years. Mostly because I couldn't afford it.
I tried hunting and sourcing a PS4 when it first launched, and because I didn't get it for pre-order or didn't stand in line for it, I ended up having to wait almost a year before it was available easily in stock somewhere else.
You know what?
It wasn't a year, but it was a long time.
Let's use our handy dandy new sanding sticks. What?
I've been using Hobbytown sanding sticks the longest.
Let's see. Unicorn. And Unicorn was Neo Zeong. Let's see here. A red color, a Char Zeong, P Bandai. Would not be surprised. Nori TV. Hello, Nori. How the hell are you? I keep popping into his streams and feeding him coffee. Definitely, if you guys haven't already, down in the description there are links to Nori TV's channel. There's links to Leona's channel, and there's links to Galactic Toys, and there's links to Nori's moderator, which does a great job of translating SD Hobby. So definitely go over, check those out. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we all need the ego boost. And we're gonna glue this to the base.
Oh, and also not to torture you guys over in Cali, but it's starting to get cooler over here in Texas, which means I'm gonna start streaming again.
Yeah, cooler is nice. That's one thing I do have to say about the thick cloud cover is it really knocked down the temperatures for us. It's been in
awesome.
It's been in the high 80s. That's it. Today I think it was 83 for a high, which was nice. Now, I don't want to jinx it. If it stays clear, it is going to warm back up. But just getting that temperature break really helps.
Oh, I bet.
Dead to Death says, what's up? Let's see here. Gunpla says, does Resin Queen play video games? Leona says nobody calls California Cali.
Everybody except for the people in California call California Cali. Because saying the full name makes you sound like the Terminator. I am the governor of California.
Yeah, but then you got California love. But maybe that's just me.
Sorry, I'm over here cringing.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got front half and back half. Where is my... There's my X-Acto knife. How are we on the blade? Blade's good. It's cuttable. I was really on the fence. I was going to order the Lionel Johnson Primark, but then I started seeing everybody's copy had this really, well, I don't want to say it was nasty, but it had a offset down the legs, seam offset down the legs. I'm like, really? Come on, Forge World, you could been doing this how long? You can at least like get that right. It's not like it's a big kit. If China can recast shit and not have that, you can at least do an original like that. So I don't know. But then again,
you act like GD cares.
What? Oh yeah. Hey John.
Hey.
Hey man, if their money printers don't have any problems printing money, they don't have to fix anything.
Hey, they
I mean, as long as people are willing to pay that price for low quality casts, they're not gonna fix it.
I mean, it's better than the what do they call it? The Citadel, or it's because they don't
Fine cast?
Yes, the fine cast or fine ass.
Yeah, but you do remember why they stopped making those, right? Because people stopped buying because it was such garbage to deal with.
Yeah.
And they somehow made it miraculously infinitely worse than the Forge World cast, which weren't even good in the first place.
Yeah. What are you working on?
My birthday gift to myself today.
Oh, what did you get?
Treat yourself.
The Soladia kit, the one I posted in chat earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna cut out the box art because the box art's really nice.
Oh yeah.
This is like one of the few kits that has really nice box arts. What else had a really nice box art? The Siren from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Mm-hmm.
That had a gorgeous cover too. So did the Super Robot Wars. I think the Solar. I think it was called the Voltalands Arun. I only have one version though. I didn't get the other one.
Yeah. Oh, I ended up finding out from the shipping company that I ended up using over by my house. They did not send it out because they were having too many issues with either packages being returned because they couldn't make it down to LA. So I will. They said they either get it out Monday, I think.
Okay. I mean, I was just worried that it either got lost or stolen. There's a lot of stolen packages lately. So
yeah, no, they were just with all the fires and everything. They're like, we do. I mean, I do have to say, I wish they had texted me or something about that, but
yeah,
it's not.
It's like yeah, it's like you promise them, yeah, it's gonna be there in a couple of days, and then like it never came.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a little mom. It's a little mom and pop shop, and
yeah,
so
I get that.
I like supporting them versus
I'm not.
going to the post office.
I don't mind. I was just more worried that something happened to the actual package.
Yeah.
Maybe he hadn't known. This has less runners than I was expecting. Oh, it comes water slides. That's good to see. Standard Kodo stand. I take that back. The stand's actually really long. What the hell?
Mm.
It's like double extended. So it has So you know, like the Kodo stand arms
Yeah.
that they normally have. Each one has an extension clear arm extension to one side. So one side's double the length that it normally is, and then the other end is the normal length.
Huh.
Which is really bizarre. Huh. And it looks like the double length is the bottom half, not the top half. Well, the bottom 2/3, I should say. But what used to be the bottom half is now the bottom 2/3.
Well, as long as it's stable.
And it does look like they changed the joints ever so slightly. It still uses the screws. But the joint is actually a little bit different now. That's interesting. Because the joint is no longer like dead center anymore. It's on one side, and then it sort of bends inwards towards that joint from the other sides. That's interesting. That's an interesting change. I wonder if that's a permanent change or if it's just for this kit.
It doesn't make much sense that they would do that kind of change on a one-off.
I mean, yeah, but I mean they've done weird stuff before, so.
True.
They're not like Bandai where it's like everything must be done calculated in terms of pennies. And where possible, charge an extra $150 for a light set.
Oh god.
I will say the one thing that did impress me for the Masquerade EX Unicorn is that it's actually very sturdy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they couldn't have possibly designed it so that it ended up transforming, because I just see that as being a nightmare with the wiring.
I mean, they barely fit the lighting kit in by downsizing it to being thin and being ultra fragile. But I don't even want a transforming kit though, especially not that size. Like if it was like 160 or 150, 148.
Yeah,
that would make sense to me because it's big and it's not like super tight and prone to break. But
I mean, to be honest, with any of my unicorns, like, they got built either transformed or not transformed, and that's pretty much how they've always stayed.
And my opinion is you typically like one form or the other.
Yeah.
It's like, if the transforming thing is cool, but you use it once or twice, and then you flip it the switch whenever someone comes visit, like, oh my god, is that a unicorn? It's like, yes, it transforms, look. And then you're like, oh. And now to leave the button untouched for another year or two.
Yep.
The manual's pretty thick though, even though it doesn't look it's like a heavy part count. Huh. Interesting, the assembly looks very simple. Which would make sense with the part count. And as usual, they have really tiny fucking pieces hidden in random places. And there's a random part they want you glue in. That's unusual.
Wait, Bandai's actually recommending gluing a part?
Yeah, Kodo.
Not recommending. They're saying you're probably damn better.
Oh, you're looking at a Kodo kit? I thought you were looking at the EX for some reason.
No, I'm looking at the Solidia from Kotobukiya.
Oh, Kodo tells you to glue shit all the time. When I was building my Zoids, it's like, hey, those teeth, you like the teeth in the Zoid, right? Yeah, you should glue those suckers in.
I mean, they used to for like the Zoids kits for like the teeth, but...
And then on the frame arm girls I have, there's a couple parts that say, hey, glue that in, because it's going to fall off.
But usually, I'd say out of 80 so kits I have, I think only like 5 strictly state that... Not even 5, probably 3 actually require glue, and then like 2 will say like... But like 3 would be like, glue is recommended, but not a big deal. And Dave, Matty Spider 005 says he needs some advice.
Okay.
Because he says he was thinking about buying the Masquerade 00 Riser.
Buy the XN Razor instead. It's fun.
I was thinking about things.
It has weight issues.
It does.
It's got a kickstand.
Do not expect it to do any crazy posing without an extra stand arm to support the arm.
Yeah.
It does struggle with the gun and sword being too big.
Yeah, I would end up doing that if you really want an Exia kit or a 00 Exia or 00 Riser kit that is stable and is nice. Get the real grade.
Yeah, the real grade is definitely the most stable, but it's just the design in general leads itself to have weight issues. So the bigger you go, the more prominent they become.
Thank you for the compliment, Nori.
It's the same issue that the what was the kit? The Seven Swords 00 suffers from. Really cool weapons. It can't hold any of them in a decent pose because the weapons are cool, but they're. I mean, it's not just the arm. It's just the weapons being so overly oversized.
Yeah.
Causes issues. Hey, Jim. I mean, it looks great. As far as this is what I think, Jim. It's gonna save me and other people $350 on buying the fixed figuration metal composite.
Yeah. I think
it's literally the fixed figuration with a little bit more color separation, especially like in the blues.
Yeah, I think they finally realized, okay, well, we've milked the fixed figuration. For anybody that was going to get one is going to get one, and now we'll just milk the plastic version for all the other scrubs.
I mean, it is the exact same designer, so it's no surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, the LEDs are easy for the 00 Riser because it literally has the sockets for it. I think it only comes with like one baseline, so you still need to buy 2 extra for each of the binders for the Riser. I mean, I think you need at least 1 extra for the Seven Swords because the big Buster Sword requires it as well. But yeah, I think the Wing Zero does look very good with the new photos that came out. But
I mean, what was the difference between the new version and the old version? I mean,
it's a lot more detailed. The wings mount the guns. They definitely redid all the joints. I highly suspect it recycles the inner frame for the Proto Zero. I'd have to look at the Proto Zero again, but I highly suspect either those knees are completely brand new or they're partially recycled.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that.
So like I said, I haven't looked at it again, but actually now that I think about it, the Proto Zero does have a little bit bulkier knees, so they probably couldn't have recycled it.
Maddie Spidey says I wanted to have LEDs. So I would say if you're going that far, as to wanting to put LEDs in it and everything, you could do the master grade and just like find you a pose that you like and glue that bitch in that pose. And then have a
Maddie Spider, here's a general rule of kits and water slides. If it's not a Verka,
it's not
a P Bandai, it's not gonna have water slides.
Yeah.
There's two or 3 exceptions literally out of.
It does have water slides, but you have to buy it from somewhere else.
Well,
yeah.
Actually, I think they. I think actually, if I look on my wall, I think they're hanging up there. Bandai did make water slides for that kit, but
they're not included.
They're not included. You have to buy them separate, and they're like $12 or something like that.
Not only that, they're also hard to come by after they do a release. You have to dig quite a bit for. Or pay like $20 for your sheet of water slides. It's absolutely not worth it because they're not even great.
Now
Bandai water slides are overly thick, unfortunately.
This is going to be my only. Wait, I need to do the face cam on this one. This is going to be my only advertisement for Samuel Decal. This is the only place that Samuel Decal does come into play. And I'm sure there's others, but is getting your decals and wanting certain ones.
Yeah, don't go to Samuel anymore. I'm gonna confront Dave now. It's a terrible source for decals.
Okay, well, scratch
he just gets stuff from Taobao and upmarks it by like 30 to 100%, depending on where they are. That's why Samuel's water slide qualities are so wildly inconsistent. Is they aren't made by him. They never were.
Oh. So he was literally just taking them out of the package and repackaging them?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was printing them himself.
No, I found out from Lee because because Lee got the exact same water slides, and he compared the ones he got from Samuel. He's like, these are for the exact same people.
Ow.
We got bamboozled.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then check out. She's really
Delphi Decal. Delphi Decal is the best place to go in terms of wide choices. There's another group I can't remember that make like technically better quality, but they don't have a good selection, unfortunately. But their water slides are definitely the highest quality. I just can't remember from the top of my head.
I know that Abby was carrying the water slides that you were talking about. So, but the only place I know of to get them from her is on eBay. I haven't.
Yeah, and Delphi's based in Korea, so they're pretty anal about their quality control, which is good.
Yeah.
And you can definitely penalize a micron, especially if you're on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go into painting, I would definitely stray away from that. I wouldn't once you go into painting, I would not use a micron, especially if you're using something a softer paint like acrylic, like a water-based acrylic. You can definitely tear the paint.
I would recommend either a regular ink, like you can pick these up like super cheap, the Liquitex ink or India ink for paneling. You can get a jar of India ink for like $2 at Michael's, and use that for panel lining, and that'll be.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the tool is. What the fuck were they called?
The nibs.
No, the old style pins. I can't remember the name from the top of my head. I've
Four style.
Yeah, those work fine. You definitely need the fine tip. You need the fine tip. You still need the fine tip one.
Okay, so there's the
Jim. I'm gonna kick your ass for talking about Sharpies. God damn it! I've had to talk to a lot of Sharpies this past week.
Hey, when I first started, I was all into the Sharpies, and I'm using some.
People are like, I use metallic Sharpies. There's nothing wrong with this. There's no streaking or anything. Because I'm clearly blind.
The best part about doing it is, and being stupid about using Sharpies is, if you do it on a lighter colored kit, it bleeds into the plastic.
Yeah, and you can't. So that's actually something you can't actually properly strip. You just have to primer it.
Yep.
I don't know where my tips are, but this is the body. Speedball. I think this was $1.99, and then you can get a pack of like 5 different calligraphy tips.
That's what it was. Calligraphy pen. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, and you can use that with the India ink, and it actually works great.
I haven't touched one of those fuckers in forever.
I know.
I used to have to mess with that shit all the time. Don't miss it. They're nice, but they're very nice when you're doing illustrations. But God, they're a pain to work with.
Let's see. Jim says Faber-Castell India ink pen, broad tip, clean with a Q-tip. You can do it that way. If it's a fresh one, you can actually just like touch it to the panel line, and it'll actually flow in pretty good. But it has to be like a fresh pen. But yeah, like $2 for the India ink and another $2 or $3 for the calligraphy, like generic handle and the calligraphy tip, and you're good to go.
Also, when you're doing that stuff, freaking gloss coats will make your life a million times easier when you're panel lining anything. Just because it saves you of 90% of the effort of having to do anything.
Yeah.
Let physics do the work for you. Don't slave away. Just take advantage of capillary action.
For those not painting, this is just my recommendation. For those not painting, but you're wanting to do that and you're not wanting to go through the process of gloss coating, if you check out somewhere, I have the video for the buffing pads. You can buff your plastic, and then do it, and it'll work the same way as glossing. You won't have the same effect as doing a gloss coat, but it does help a lot. It gives that effect of the gloss coat, and you can randomly just do like certain pieces and not others for a different texture effect.
Yeah, I mean the reason why that works is because it's just the smoothness is what's is allowing the liquid to flow.
Yeah.
The only reason why it doesn't work as well as gloss coating is because you're buffing the surface, and instead of the panel line itself, which is where you want it to be smooth in the panel line for it to flow. That's pretty much the difference in that quality of action, I should say.
Yeah.
For a sec, I thought you were gonna make me really sad, Dave. I thought you were gonna recommend Pledge.
No.
It's Future. It's Future, not Pledge. Future. I mean,
Future and Pledge are the same garbage.
You know what? You do you, boo. You know what they say, right? Gun pledge freedom.
Fucking.
You would have made our only Canadian very sad and angry. The only time you'd get our poor Canadian angry is encouraging people to use Pledge.
Oh, I can make everyone angry right now. You mean something like this, like Pledge with Future Shine?
That's that.
Okay, now here's a reason why you don't want to use it. See that color? That's one of the reasons you don't want to use it, because it will yellow over time. This has been up on the shelf for, I don't know, judging from the dust layer, a couple years. This works great if you're doing clear plastic and you're wanting a coating, but anything else, yeah, it'll jack up your airbrush and everything. It's a bitch to clean out.
Oh my god, that color is horrendous.
I know.
I mean, if you want to give your a nicotine coloring without having to smoke, then by all means, use that.
Free lemonade, Dave, right? That's what it is, right? Free lemonade.
Yeah, fruit lemonade. Let's see.
Well, Jim, that's why we don't reference famous people as being perfect people on knowing how to do stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of military, like, if you don't really care, okay, whatever, but yeah.
It's like the first thing military models will tell you, that fucking Pledge is not valuable.
Well,
because many of a aircraft model has screwed up a canopy permanently by using Pledge.
Well, and here's another thing, and I've had it happen to me when I didn't know, is depending on your humidity and stuff, it can reactivate it. And create your...
I wasn't aware of that, but I'm not surprised.
And
I also don't use that shit, so...
Yeah, it makes it become tacky.
It's almost like there's a whole industry based around providing stuff for hobby enthusiasts that we should be using instead of using fucking floor shit. Sorry, I had a moment.
Don't worry, Cracker Barrel paints are just as quality as hobby paints. That's what I've been told. Every day.
Cracker Barrel makes paints?
Apparently, I guess.
It's a different Cracker Barrel, not the same Cracker Barrel as the restaurant Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I'm fat. All I can think about is food. So you say Cracker Barrel, I'm like, country fried steak, yummy. Mashed taters.
Taste red. Yeah. Not drinking water for glass files.
What have you done?
I do. Shit.
There we go. Okay.
Don't worry, Jim. People still tell me that you can thin Tamiya just fine with water. even though it's a solvent-based acrylic that actually hates water.
Oh, my anus just flinched at that.
It's better to flinch than to sneeze.
Now, I will give Tamiya this really weird credit. It's the only product that I know that you can thin it with the Tamiya thinner and lacquer thinner.
Well, that's exactly why I just told. It's because it's a solvent-based acrylic, and that's why.
That was interesting to learn about that. Who did I learn? Was it oh god, Derek? Yeah, that was his
probably.
name, huh? Derek. Yeah, he was talking about that like a long time ago in a chat. So Derek used to run the GBWC online, and then
he was also heavily involved with the distributor in Canada. I can't remember what they're called anymore. I'm not even sure if they're still around.
No, they're not, sadly. Hobby.
No. Hobby Wave was the U.S. subsidiary that would distribute for the Canadian company, but there was a Canadian company that was doing the main distribution.
Yeah.
I can't remember their name.
So it was interesting him telling the story about that the reason that they came up with that was because international shipping of lacquers became really scarce and very biased because it was toxic. But if you made it an acrylic product, you could freely distribute that worldwide with no issues. So
which is ironic because it's not even really true like that it's safer because it's still a solvent based.
Yeah. So
acrylic?
technically you could thin it with their acrylic thinner, but you could also thin it with lacquer thinner.
It's the same reason why Tamiya smells so bad is because it's a solvent based.
Yeah. It was weird.
Tamiya smells bad? ?
And people, and it's why I think it was like 6 to 8 years ago they were forced to rebrand all their paint jars for importing to the U.S. because we got like really strict of MSDS sheets,
mm-hmm.
and so they had to rebrand all their bottles so they wouldn't get in trouble for that shit. But yeah. Because I remember I was trying to get a hold of Tamiya paints back then, and no one could get a hold of any of them because they were all being like anything that got through would be like picked up by custom and they just get sent back or just destroyed.
Yeah.
So it was like impossible to get anything for like 6 months. It was awful.
Yeah. That's it was the same way with like finishers that, you know, I learned about finishers and I really wanted to try it, but then all of a sudden it was fucking banned because it was, oh my god, toxic.
No pain for you.
And that's the problem with the way people categorize paints in the hobby world. They're like, oh, it's like, oh, there's acrylics, there's enamels, there's lacquers. When it's like you should be more just saying like this is water soluble, solvent based, and like there's some other categories.
Yeah.
Because the current system we use to categorize shit is not very enlightening on how paints react.
Yeah, and if you want toxic, just use automotive paint.
People are like, Tamiya is safe. It's safe to breathe, safe to drink. I'm like, that shit. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
it stains your poop brown, like rusty brown, like the whole sort of gut bleed brown.
Huh. I think this is the first time Kotobuki has done pre-painted metal color and actually came out pretty glossy. It reflects pretty well, actually. Surprised. It's usually like a very dull metallic, but this reflects light pretty well. It's not like an ultra gloss, but it does reflect light well. That's surprising. That's one thing I think Bandai should have capitalized on, but I think they figured cost-wise it was never gonna work out for lower cost kits below like master grade, and even then it would only be the more pricey master grades. So I know it's not cheap for them even to do like a handful of parts. not cost effective. But I think Kotobuki did come out big with that, though, giving people the option of going that route.
Let's look at chat. What did I miss? Pledge is very polarizing. Vegeta. I think he left the room. Recommend as a cheap option. Disappointed. Dude's been doing it for like 20 years. Oh well. Aqua Gloss. Yeah, Aqua Gloss is actually great. It's like people that thin Tamiya with Windex. Oh god. Fuck. Apple Barrel. It's Walmart or something. It's pretty much at any hobby place. Tamiya thinner is lacquer. It's a weird one. Matt talked about thinning Tamiya with MLT. What the hell's MLT?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Milk lactose tolerant. Angawa, people see acrylic, they think water-based, not solvent. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Which head am I going to use? Well, I gotta use the regular head, not the beak head. Am I the only one that doesn't like beak heads?
I never was a huge fan of them.
I was like, they just, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, what were the Mad TV cartoons? The Spy versus Spy. Like, every time I see the beak helmet, I think of that.
It's a leveling thinner, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
Shit's nice.
As he looks at probably half a gallon sitting next to him. Mr. Leveling Thinner, Mr. Retarder.
You don't have to say that word on the internet anymore, Dave.
What? No, I said
The
retarder.
R word.
I said retarder, not retarded.
Oh, you said it now. We're getting demonetized. We get deplatformed. We're getting deflated. What other words begin with D?
Remember, plastic lives matter.
Yeah.
Mr. Leveling Thinner. Oh, okay. You gotta keep it simple, stupid for me, Yongawa.
Yeah, Mr. Leveling Thinner is just the regular thinner mixed in with the retarder. That's all it is.
I found the Mr. Retarder works with other lacquer thinners too.
I mean, it should.
Yeah.
I'd be more concerned if it didn't. Because that means they're putting something extra in there that's not supposed to be in there.
And I looked, I don't know that they make different grits in these, and I don't, like, now that I've messed with it with different plastics, I don't know that they needed to on this God Hand sanding pad. Like, it actually works pretty good for what I need it for. Okay, let's build a backpack.
Build a backpack.
I do like working with glass files, but I do hate how much I have to freaking rinse them off.
Are you just are you using like glass hobby files or like glass like nail files?
Nail files.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $50 for a hobby file that's just a rebranded manicure file.
Something you can get at like some beauty supply for like $2.
I shattered my first one, honestly.
That's hard to do too.
It was glass. Yeah, I dropped it. I was rinsing it off, and I put it down. I turned around, and when I turned, I hit it, and it hit the tile, and it shattered. I was like, oh, that's great. I'm like, I've literally used this for like 30 minutes. I literally just started using it today. I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, thankfully, it only costed me like $4, so it's not a big deal.
That's why you pick up extras.
Yeah.
That and the fact that and lose them, even though they were.
I had others, but they were all like massive for a hobby set, so like they weren't actually going to be useful because never going to be able to reach shit with how big they are. Oh, it just plugs in like that, huh? Interesting. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We're back.
That makes a lot more sense. Come on. I wonder if Jim's alive still.
Calling all gyms. He was funny. He texted me last night. He's like, "Are you doing a live tonight?" I'm like, "No, I don't think so. I'm working on a couple other things." He's like, "All right, I'm going to bed. Bye."
I don't even get your notifications for some reason.
You know, it's funny. Heidi was telling me that a couple of her students actually follow me, and they were like,
"Wait, what?"
Yeah.
That's so random.
I know. And
how does that make her feel?
She's fine with it. Usually it's like she's told them that I have a channel and they get all fascinated and she tells them, so usually she's the culprit. But they're like,
he likes playing with toys.
Yeah. They're like, we never get notifications, and she's like, can you fix this? I'm like, oh yeah, let me get on the phone with YouTube. No.
YouTube hotline.
Yeah.
The day is special.
I don't have that access. I did find it interesting yesterday that Gunpla Network hit me up.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
It's so random.
Evidently, they did manage to get hold of YouTube service through Twitter.
It's typically the best way.
Yeah, they will not. You will not get, if you email them or so forth. Especially now with the thing going on, you won't get hold of anybody through email. But if you at Team YouTube on Twitter, for some reason they're really responsive. Especially if you do it public.
Twitter's essentially synonymous with like customer service now. So
yeah. So for
that goes with anything though. Like Comcast or like your phone provider and shit. Like you want a response, you just go to Twitter, start raising hell.
See, okay, Angawa. So you say that this is a file, and yet it's advertised as a sanding stick. And no matter what direction I feel in it, I can sand in it. Where with a file, it's got teeth that go in a certain direction. This just has like all around texture. I don't know. I use it as a sanding stick. So I'm not sure what its true intended purpose is, but that's why I use it for flat surfaces.
Shit, they want me to sand something this small? Piece of shit. I have to like sand it flat, and it's like a tiny piece I can barely get my fingers on.
I hate that crap.
It's shit like this that causes me to sand down too much. Should probably work on painting some kits again though. But
I'm looking forward to like winter coming, because that's when I really get in the mood to like sit down and just paint.
Well, we you can't come down this year.
Yeah, no.
So you extra stuck.
Yeah,
like unless something miraculous happens.
We're
next 2 months basically.
Yeah, theoretically we're supposed to go to Tahoe next month for our anniversary. So we'll see, as long as it doesn't burn down. But yeah, as far as Christmas and things, I don't even want to go down to families for Thanksgiving this year.
Were they still planning to have family for Thanksgiving?
I think so. But like I don't know. I want to do it at home this year. We always end up coming home and doing a turkey anyway for ourselves. So
that makes sense.
But yeah, this will be kind of weird being home for Christmas. I don't even see a purpose in, like, even if we could go to like solving or something like that, I don't really see a purpose in that.
That's fair.
I do really enjoy sitting and building these. Like, it's the most fun part to me.
Shit, did I flatten that out without meaning to? I think I did. There's a few kits I want to paint, and then I remember how much masking I have to do. And I'm like, maybe not. That's what happened with my VF31. I was like, man, I'm so excited to paint this now. I'm done with all the masking. And I looked at one page in the manual. I'm like, shit. There's a lot. There was a section I forgot. Wasn't a lot, but it was enough for me not to be happy about it. Granted, I think I did a pretty good job masking the other previous parts, but let me tell you, trying to use stickers as a guide to make your masks is not fun.
Yeah, no.
Especially when you find out that Bandai stickers stretch, which I had not known until I did it for that kit.
Oh.
I'm like, that is a very unpleasant surprise. That these Bandai stickers are very stretchy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not the like foil backed ones. It's like they're more clear, transparent ones.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God damn it. Not what I wanted to see. What kit are you working at? What mini are you working on right now, anyways?
Shrike. Cave on Shrike.
Okay.
I never ended up picking it up when it first came out, and then I had a 20% off coupon sitting in my account at Hobbytown. I was like, okay, well that kind of negates their overpricing. So, man,
that's fair.
Okay, so as much as I don't like Hobbytown, I was kind of sad when I went in there. Like, it was just decimated.
Because of the whole Corona shutting down the flow and everything, or
yeah, they didn't have really any stock in anything, or which I mean I can understand because they're trying to keep costs down and stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing as usual that they did have plenty of stuff of was like RC cars and the RC stuff, but like all their train supplies, all that stuff was just wiped out. And I'm sure a lot of people bought all that crap up to, well, since I'm locked at home, I can work on train shit.
Yeah, hobby shops here have been doing pretty well actually. They haven't really struggled.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Like when I went to Anime Jungle Dish today to pick up this Soladia, because I was in K-Town visiting my grandma and my aunt. They had a waiting line for people coming in.
How is your grandma?
She's doing fine. Well,
is she
comparatively to a lot of people, she doesn't walk. She doesn't walk much. Like she usually gets like a weekly walk if I take her to the market and she walks around. But because of lockdown, she can't really go to the market. It's not safe for people her age.
Yeah.
So she's been moving a lot less than usual, and it's really impacting her health. It's really degrading her health. And she can't even walk in the backyard anymore because of the fire, and so the smoke's really bad. So
the double whammy.
Which, yeah, it's a double whammy. It's not good. Shit.
All right. So I don't know how long I'm going to continue, but Nori TV. Oh, what is that? So Nori TV is going. I don't know if he put up a video or if he. Here, let me switch over and see what is this. Nori is doing a live, I believe. So definitely go over. His link is in the description. Go over, show him some love.
There we go. What is he working on? An infant dimension kit, or?
I don't know. What does it say? Amuro Ray figure unboxing. So I guess he's doing a live unboxing a figure. I think it's Gunpla did one of that the other day of Char and Amuro.
I'm gonna take a quick glance, see what's going on. He's just.
It just got the intro screen right now. I like.
Oh wait, he's Korean?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Don't you watch Dave's streams at all? Like, he says it like every stream. It's like the Korean guy, Nori TV.
Like I said, I've literally got no notification, and I skip through vids that I'm not part of if it's more than 10 minutes.
Alright, you do. This is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask anyway. You do speak Korean, don't you?
Very little.
Oh, okay.
I'm forced to speak it because of my grandma. She does not respond to English whatsoever.
Does she understand it?
I mean, yeah, but it's like I can't really have like a decent conversation with her at all. Like I can have like a really superficial, super conversation with her.
Okay.
About like family stuff, but I'll have to constantly look up like vocab words of like Google Translate. They're like, oh yeah, this, or like I'll force the English word in, but she recognizes the word, so she'll respond. But
Better than me. I only speak 2 languages: English and bad English.
hey, it's okay. At least you're not one of those people who are like, you have to speak English to make purchases here, and then you realize they can't even speak their own language because they can't even write a freaking proper sentence. And then you realize it's a double whammy because they're like, wait, all the people I'm alienating are the only customers I would actually have? Shit.
We speak American here. Get with the times.
Oh, I think I know what Armor Ray figure he has. I think it's the Mega House one.
Yeah. I always end up
Triple G
bombing him.
Speaking of Mega House, that reminds me, I had a hobby shop over in Florida that the owner of it was desperately China-phobic, aka anything from China was dirt beneath his feet. And because he hid knockoff so much, and he found out that the Mega House stuff was made in China, so he refused to sell it at his shop.
Except Mega House actually makes nice stuff.
Yeah, well, there's some nice stuff that comes out of China. I completely agree.
Nice stuff comes out of China when you have quality check systems in place.
Yes. Well, the person
Funny
in
story
question
is a lot of counterfeits are from the same factory that produces the legit things. They're just the rejects.
Yep. Well, the person in question is a bit of an older weeaboo, like not like the ones who go to conventions and stuff, but like the one that he still does the broken Japanese but he's a weeb.
Yeah, it's the Mega House.
Yeah.
I understand some words that he says. Let's see here. Angawa says,
I saw like the Triple G. I was like, that has to be the Mega House shit. There's nothing else it could be.
Angawa says Nori is the boss. 4 or 5 hour streams. He turns the stream on and immediately starts working. When he's done, he just says bye.
Doesn't give a shit. He's done. He's done.
Yeah.
He ain't no Twitch thought.
Okay, where am I? Okay, so I got the shoulder on, I got the claw on, I gotta do the belt thing.
I'm over here frantically sanding an high-grade Jesta, because I kind of want to paint this guy up.
Nice.
The word Jessa just always gives me bad memories.
Oh my god.
Wait, what do you have against Justice?
No.
Too much. Too much. Dave's just cracking up because he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Jestas and birds.
That makes me more confused.
It's fine. It should make you confused because unless you know the story, there's no way you'd make the connection.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how John and I like actually became friends. I think, if I remember correctly, is over that
Justa and birds. Okay.
Jesta and
I mean, we were
birds.
hanging out before that,
Yeah.
but that apparently cracked you up so bad.
Yeah. I had to send
And
you a
I
Jesta.
think Derek made fun of me for like fucking 6 months.
That's the way to be friends with Dave. You crack him up. I remember the very first modeling competition I entered. I was like, I think my paint looks good. He started laughing really hard, and then we became friends.
See, I think the way I became friends with Dave is I caused him to spend a lot of money he wasn't supposed to.
Oof.
Yes. if you have a budget, even if that budget is 0, John will make you break that budget. He has one talent, and that's to make you want to buy shit that you didn't even have an interest in before.
See, I don't need John for that. I've got you and my own poor spending habits.
See, if only I earned royalties, I'd be rich.
Alright, I gotta get back to my stream.
So, I may be a contributing factor to why, if Best Buy's website is going slow. I have it set to refresh every 2 minutes with the pre-order button ready for the PS5 if it does come back available. For one of my friends.
Every 2 minutes seems
Yeah.
seems a bit high.
No, it's respectable. There's people out there who have it refresh every 3 seconds.
You mean like every 10 milliseconds?
No, like 3 seconds. 10 milliseconds, yes, I can see that as well.
You
But
could
my
just buy it
internet's
from
not that
GameStop.
fast. Huh?
I said you could just buy it from GameStop.
No, you can't. My dumbass called them up yesterday. I was like, "Hey, I want to trade my Xbox One X in for a PS5 pre-order," and they're like, "No." I'm like, "What?" It's like we've been sold out of those for a day and a half now, but it's only been available for 1 day. Today, yeah, for a day and a half now. It's funny.
So I follow a guy on YouTube. What's his name? I know his name's Cody, but I forgot what his channel is. But he used to work for GameStop, and like pretty much his whole channel now is just
Camelot?
yes, that would be the one. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I like Camelot stuff.
Like some of his stories, and then him sitting in on the live conference calls.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
I'm gonna go
this is
tune
a-
into his channel again after work tonight.
I'm like, this is why I never liked that little shithole. Like, why are you always trying to make me buy this freaking game card thing that I'm never going to fucking use? Now I know why. Dude makes bank from a super chat, so
Feels good, I guess.
yeah. Like I constantly see people. Oh, there's $100. Oh, there's $50. Oh, there's $100. I'm like, fuck. I mean, good for him. I'm not knocking it. Like, don't take it that way. I'm just like, holy crap. Okay, so where are we? Where was that? Let's do it. Drop on there. Oh, I missed a.
Oh.
Yeah, Dave, you missed a seam line on an elbow.
How dare you?
Or a mold line, I should say.
Yeah, those stopped being issue for me ever since I got to set a mold line removal tool.
Yeah, I've got one sitting right over there. I'm just not using it.
I just like so nice to be able to remove mold lines without having to worry about gouging plastic or cutting yourself.
Mhm. I just use the backside of the hobby knife, like I've always ended up doing that. Doesn't make it right, people, but it's what I. Okay, so where am I? I need. We got those. We got those. Let's glue on the backpack.
It's probably one of the decent tools that GW sells. Actually, it's like one of their nicer tools.
Yeah.
Plus their mini stand, their mini pinning stand, that's actually super nice as well. Did not take long for people to make bootlegs of that though, or knockoffs.
For what the holder, the mini holders?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I think I have.
Like
I
think literally within like a month of them having it out, there was a Kickstarter for an exact copy. I'm like, but those they're not even expensive.
Yeah, no, they're not. I think
That's
it's.
like,
I think it's stupid that they sell like colored ones, like for whatever your chapter is, for like $2 more. I'm like, that's stupid, but
I mean, let people support their quote unquote faction or whatever. I don't care. It's the same shit as their fucking army dice for 40k and Sigmar. Except what was like the water race that they came out like a year ago?
oh, the
Can't remember her name. The fish people though, their army dice were the most illegible dice in the world because they were clear. Which is terrible for a game where you need to roll like 60 at a time and quickly tell what the result is.
Yeah, the Deepkin. I think that's what their name is.
Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't have Deepkin. I think the shitty thing with those is a lot of people do like those dice, but they only do one pre-order run basically. So if you miss out on that, you're screwed.
Yeah.
But at least they stopped coming out with limited edition board games.
Yeah.
Some people bought Dreadfleet thinking it was going to be a good flip, and there's still stores that can't get rid of that freaking game now. Because people got so pissed. It's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that shit.
So I will have to jam here in a few minutes. I'm just putting on the last few pieces. Heidi's ordering pizza. We gotta go pick up because they don't deliver. It's that or
They don't deliver? That's surprising. Not even like DoorDash or something?
No, not this late. It's kind of I think it's a little mom and pop, Mike's Pizzeria or something like that.
Oh, that'll explain it.
Yeah.
I will say, as convenient stuff as like DoorDash and like Yelp and stuff is, if you do care about small businesses, they're like the worst thing possible for you to do. I'll give you an example. Like places like Yelp.
Yeah.
They take like a 30% cut if you like put an order through their
system.
Through their system, yeah.
That I didn't know.
So literally, if you put an order for like food, and it's not like an ultra high end place, they literally don't make a profit. They actually make nothing. They lose money off selling you that meal.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Thank you for that information. Oh, keep that
I've
going.
literally had restaurants telling me like, oh, because if I'm given the option, I'll just order and pick up and like not do the order through the Yelp system. But there's some restaurants that they don't give you that option. But I've also had many places they're like, yeah, please don't order through that again and just call us, and we'll give you the reduced price. That
Now,
doesn't so you don't feel Yelp up.
Is that for delivery or is that just for like if you're using Yelp for a pickup?
For pickup.
Okay. Do they do that
I mean,
for delivery?
there is still a massive cut for deliveries too, though. Like deliveries is like a 30% cut too, I think.
Oh.
Plus whatever they charge for quote unquote delivery prices.
Yeah.
I think it's like 20-25% plus whatever their driving cost is.
Gotcha.
It's why I avoid using those services as much as possible because I know it fucks over restaurants badly.
Yeah.
And it's like if you like a place, especially right now, probably best to make sure that you don't like drive them into oblivion.
Yeah.
Like they're already barely surviving. I mean, convenience is a nice thing, but I don't mind driving a little bit, you know? Plus, it gets me out of the house.
Yeah. That wasn't too bad. I managed to, I think I've, other than this and one more piece, I think I got everything all attached in one stream. Holy crap. Surprised myself.
So people go through. I have not painted any miniatures before. I have one set of miniatures I was supposed to send to you, Dave, but I moved to Texas and left them in Florida by mistake. Which I'll be grabbing next time I fly into Florida, to give to you. But why don't people paint them before assembling them?
Because mold lines and seam lines.
Yeah.
But if they can, like, if I mean, in parts where it's like, hey, this arm's gonna be glued on, can't they just
magnetize? They pin and magnetize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that way they can go through and because I saw Dave gluing all the shit together, so
yeah, and that's
I
just
figured it'd be easier to paint in small sections.
And that's
There's some pretty bad seam lines before gluing.
I haven't done any of these Games Workshop stuff before.
Especially in particular the easy to build ones, easy build minis are particularly bad seam lines. They tend to be less bad on the expensive character minis or HQ ones. But generally that's the main reason why you don't see people do that. But then you still see mini painters that don't fucking remove those seams or mold lines.
Yeah, if I'm going through something, if I'm going to paint something, I'm gonna get rid of the mold lines, seam lines, all that shit.
Yeah, because once you prime this, it magnifies those by like 10,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty sad when you see a good paint job, but you see like mold lines all through it. So like, fuck. Come on, people. I need to start a service where I just build kits and just sell them to people that want to paint them.
I heard that's the same service where you lose 50% of the value on a kit.
There was one tool over in Florida who built a Perfect Adixia and then painted it Trans Am colors and wanted like $2,000 for it, $2 or $3,000. All he did was just do a paint by numbers recolor.
Yeah.
It wasn't. See how anybody can expect that much money or request that much money.
I mean, you say that, but
shut up. I already knew where you were going. Yeah.
Definitely not thinking of a specific person that we know.
Not at all. Alright, so
it's not me, right?
No. No, it's not.
No.
Alright, so let's see if I can do this without jacking it up. Alright, so it turned out pretty good. I'll throw some primer on it probably tomorrow. I got a bunch of stuff that I want to prime. But yeah, I actually managed to get them all built in one stream.
Heck yeah.
Sounds good.
It was bad because earlier when you said, man, there's no music. I'm so used to not hearing music on the stream because I mute it to listen to the Discord. I didn't even think, oh, look, music missing. Oh. That looks really good, dude.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
Yeah,
I do sort of miss his old head though from his old miniature though more, but it does have. But like you said, you don't like the cone head, but it's like one of the few exceptions I'll like the cone head.
Well, you know what? I was actually for some reason I thought on the box it showed him with the beak helmet, but I think what I was seeing is he has it. It's attached to his belt on the back.
The reason why I like the beak helmets on that particular mini is because it sort of reminds me of like the jet fighter masks,
Oh yeah.
fighter hat masks, which is why I let that slide rather than like other Space Marines.
So yeah, it looks. I like him. Yeah, he probably should have been in separate pieces, but knowing me, he'll get a half-ass paint job, or maybe not even a paint job at all. He'll be in a bag over on the wall, along with the other piles.
I've got a whole army of Warhammer figures. They're all part of the Grey Legion.
I have what, like 3 armies? I think 2 major ones on the wall. Some of them get.
I kind of want to grab a towel, like Riptide or something, and try painting it because the Riptide looks really cool.
Okay, guess that.
Let's see here. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Angawa, or there's me. I paint them separately before assembly for the most part. The easy ones suck, but the HQs are good. Johnny Alvarez. Hey guys, on Nori TV YouTube site, in the community section of his site, there's a photo of his work area with resin Gundam kit. Would you by chance know the name scale of that kit?
Checking right now.
The 172nd G System Sazabi. Yeah, Angawa knows because Angawa's always over there too.
Oh yeah. Angawa's the guy.
Yeah, and if you check out his Facebook page, he actually has a white Sasbi master grade version that looks super good. It's in a
always like
white.
Good white paint jobs on those.
Yeah, I think it either has blue details or like a lavender detail. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, that's super clean.
Oh wow.
Would you know if those are still in production? They are, because it's G System. It's just a pain in the butt sometimes to get hold of them. For the G System one, you kind of have to hunt around.
Mm-hmm. Well, you think probably get G System best anyways, and they're the better one makers anyways, typically. So.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Officially?
And where could you buy it? You can shop on gsystembest.com. Well, I don't know if it's gsystembest.com, but if you look up gsystembest, use your Google foo for that, or gsystem models. They both have the same thing. One is considered a recaster of the other, even though they're
sister companies basically. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're literally 3 doors away from each other, and they use the same molds. But
Jesus the best does the better cast though.
Yes, they do a better cast, and they're cheaper. And then you can also shop for them if you're, kind of sketchy about that. You can look for the kits on eBay. They have stores on eBay as well. There's a couple other people that sell. They're basically like procurers. They'll pick it up and get them. You can find them on Tabeo. You can find them on, I think, let me look. I think you can also find them on Alibaba, AliExpress, and Banggood. Usually they're listed on there as well. AliExpress is your better one to find that. Which I was surprised that I found there's a lot of kits, like resin kits and figures and miniatures and stuff listed on AliExpress.
Yep.
I don't know I don't know what the difference between Alibaba and AliExpress is, other than the prices are better on AliExpress. That's the one I've been ordering. Like, I ordered those shocks, and they shipped out of Dubai, which was kind of weird.
With the AliExpress.com, and it's like, don't waste this discount. $2 off of orders over $3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to order some more shocks for the Scoot too.
Heck yeah.
So the new ones that I got on there actually work really well, but I think I underestimated. I went by a calculation that I found on Reddit for the weight. So it has, each shock has 350 pounds per square inch, which would make it a total of 700, which it works fine, but I think the shocks I thought I was getting, I thought had a dampener where you could adjust it for the recoil.
Oh yeah.
So it's really comfortable riding. Like I hardly feel anything, but it doesn't. Once I get off of it, it takes a while for it to come back up to its full position, which is fine. But like if you're on a rough road, it'd be nicer to have where it has a faster recoil or decompression. I am kind of concerned. I started using anybody that wants to find me, you can find me on an app called Telegram. I just started using that. Evidently it's a messenger type system, almost like WeChat, except it's not WeChat and it's not supposed to be banned here in the US because it's not WeChat. And I am kind of concerned because the majority of my contacts overseas use WeChat. So I know they talked about starting Sunday, both Play Store and the Apple Store are going to pull them, so you can't download them or TikTok. So even though they were just bought by Oracle, but I guess it hasn't been finalized, so I don't know. It's that whole thing. But anyway, anybody that wants to connect with me, that's not on Facebook or Instagram, just look for me. It's David Starshadow. You can find me on Telegram. Just type in my name and you will find me. And there's a lot of people I didn't know that are in my contacts list that are on there and have been on there, but they also converse with people overseas. So yeah. All right, I think I'm calling that it because I know she just placed the order and we're going to have to go pick up the pizza. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. What did Ungawa? Johnny Alvarez says thanks. Well, Ungawa says GSB refines molds. Johnny Alvarez says thanks. Ungawa, I feel like AliExpress would be difficult to get details. It's actually not. It has tabs that you click, but you have to do the app, and the app will be in English. If you do it off-site, it automatically goes to, for some reason, Dutch or Russian. And on the tabs, you can pick specifics or get details, and it seems that they have a better review system. It's just kind of weird. So thank you, Leona, for hanging out. But anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I will try and do a stream this weekend, but I gotta get this desk cleaned off and everything else. Now that I have everything kind of where it's supposed to be, I gotta get this crap cleaned off behind me. I got to box up some more kits to go over to John. And yeah, that's about it. Still waiting for the for notice on the Yaoland Hainu to come in, and also for the Ether, I think that's how it's pronounced, Zaku Gunner. I ordered that too.
Ooh.
So
I kept forgetting you ordered that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. So those will be coming. I'm interested in seeing how those two new castings are. I ordered the Ether mostly because I wanted to see how that casting is. But yeah, guys, I will see you in the next one. For myself, for John, and the other Dave, peace out.
Sounds good. Take care.